I'm gonna document this moment right now because, there's no breakfast times anymore. There's literally just when I feel like I need to get a video in here, I'm like, what do I need? Today is Valentine's Day. Yippee! But the Valentine's Day silhouette on. Love is in the air. In the morning, I actually got donuts with an ex-roommate, Paul, and that was cool. I'm not really gonna show a picture of it. I'll show a picture of the box. I'll take a picture of that. I have not taken a picture of that currently, but basically, why I'm also recording this is that I finished work, like a lot of assignments, and then I just decided, midway through, what time is it? It's like 5:38 now, so like at 5:11 or so, like I came back to my apartment just to weirdly just decompress. And then a message later, just right now, like a few minutes ago, was like, hey, from Paul, hey, boom, can you pick me up? Like, are you still at school? And I'm like, no, I was like, I'm just walking. And then making fun of that. But no, I don't know. Like there's a weird thing that's like, when you have so much time on your hands and you're so ahead of the game, you're just like, let me just drive back to my apartment and decompress. And I'm like, this is really good. I don't know. I just do like I sat there for a while just doing modeling, doing not Houdini, just making sure like management, like production side stuff is done, and then plan to do some concept tomorrow, and then I'm like, my face feels bulged, but the lights were off before, just for the camera's sake. But like when I finally laid on my bed and took off my shoes, I was just like, ah, yeah, I'm like, I'm in bed, and it's like, I don't know. I know some people, are like that, or just like, I like to work from home. And it's like, what is that feeling like? And I'm just like, after working from school, and you just think, I was like, hey, I understand now. It's a vibe. Um, Little fun fact, I don't even know why, but this is where I would end the video for today. Whenever I try to make my edits, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Is the idea of I'm also gonna do I'll do my languages during PBR. Okay, I'm just doing that later. I probably wouldn't, but if I did, I'll take a screenshot of myself, or if I remember or not, I don't know. When I take off my shoes, because I wear sneakers, Converse, and then after like a long day, like I'm walking, it's like the airflow. And if I take off my socks, steamy. That's just me. Cool. I'm gonna probably not take a nap. Probably I want to take a nap. Please take.
I was surprised when I entered the real world of paid work and found that people didn't know, like, to meet you halfway. And didn't know, like, not everybody, but it's like, it matters. So, the best we can do is recognize that it's collaboration. And as simple as that is, not everyone knows it. Or it's easy to, maybe more fair and more realistic is when people are stressed, it's like they forget it in the stress of it all. So like that's really not fair to say that everyone that's not showing collaborative effort doesn't, they don't know. Maybe in the moment of stress, they don't know it. Not everyone knows. Or forgets in times of stress. And so the cure for it all, though, is communication. Communication helps. Volunteer communication. When you think it can, when you see where it can help. Okay, so the best thing is it's easily solved. Like if you miss a day, if you miss a week, yeah. So if somebody's really tweaked because a day was missed and it caused a huge problem, that's like a learning moment for everyone. Because if you look back on it, there's a way to look to the next time to not get yourself in a bind where one day matters that much. Where like you can't possibly, there's one day that you can't possibly miss. Yes, these things happen, there's schedules, there's things that happen at one moment in time, yes. But for paid work, where you're like working on a team, there's like better communication can help so that you don't end up in a bind where you're shocked by a negative outcome of one day. Okay, so I'm not gonna write all that down, but I just want you to just want to say it out loud. I think it's helpful. I've seen it. I feel like I've been on both sides of it. I know I've been on both sides of it. I've been on sides where I was disappointed with the lack of communication and a thing fell through in a narrow time frame that from my end was like totally avoidable. And then on reflection, I saw I could have done way more to make that easier. I could have done way more communicating to like make it easier just for everybody involved to know how important the time frame was. So that's really what I want to say about it. And then I've been on the other end of it where I'm like, because all of this really boils down to like, the industry is notorious for crunch. Crunch happens because of poor communication. And that's actually going to come back to around to multitasking and time management. Because the crunch thing happening, one, I don't wish it for any of you. I've crunched. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it's avoidable. But it's the communication ultimately that is what solves, like, what makes it possible to avoid it. Okay, so for tonight, you look at where we are. Yeah. Sort of started right this, but I just want to summarize it. And line it up with the syllabus. And I already have a plan for this. Like, I just want to share the thought process on it going forward. Okay, so the other reason why I'm talking about this too is like maybe this is covered in other classes or that you're already really familiar with it. And if so, I'm sorry for the redundancy. But I think it's really important because what you'll find, especially schedule-wise, is there's some people that live in a world of schedule, and then any change to the schedule is like upsetting. But that's not practical for creative work, because you can have creative work, and if it's like not doing what it needs to do, it's like creative work doesn't totally fit perfectly. It's not like, there's not a one and done formula to creative work. And when there is, the result is formulaic and nobody wants it. And so there's like a wild card in it. So all I'm getting at is to say, like, there are people that will where their only perspective is the schedule, and they almost miss the point of the outcome. And so that's the situation where you have to communicate more. Because you can totally hit the schedule 100% and miss, miss the whole point of it. And so, like, that's an important one. Okay. All right, so that said, who wants to go first and share their work tonight?